Kyle, here goes your tires, buddy.
Video, Kyle?
Brand new ones.
You could have at least put the front ones on the back.
Moving you right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That is very true.
We better be able to get two people on one train somehow.
Here it comes. Yep, that's it.
Because every time I'm in his office, he's sitting there and all of a sudden he just reaches like this and there's a piece of chicken in his hand.
I'm like, how much chicken is under your desk?
I overshot the R&D budget this week, so I'm going to need that $250.
Moving it right day and night.
Welcome. Another edition of Facebook Live here at Hot Shot Secret and YouTube Live. Look who's here.
Number 79.
79.
I made it. I'm back.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been forever. Too long.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, you guys need more luscious beard on your
We do. We do. Big Country is in the house today. We got a very special episode. Got a couple guests. One in-house.
Right.
And one's going to be calling in. I like your hat, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Got it from our friends over at Lawyer Farms.
Everyone's gonna ask for that.
Yeah.
Show them the back of it. Lawyer Farms. Shout out to our guy over there, Josh. So, but this is episode number 79. So we're dual streaming Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you like and share the video. Click the little bell so you get notified every Thursday at 1:30. We're right here answering your questions. And follow us on Instagram, YouTube. I'd like to know where you're watching from today. So give us a shout out. Let us know where you're tuned in from. And I think we got a bunch going on. We're going to be talking about one of our new product releases. Gray Diamond Oil's here. So for all of our Euro guys out there, we finally brought this to market. I think it's going to be launching here in the next few days. We'll have it ready next week. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Recap what's going on here at Hot Shots. Go ahead and start posting your questions. You know we love to answer your questions. And today we're going to have very special guest, Michael Beard from Loose Rocker is in the house. So for all of you bracket racers out there, big money bracket racers, you got questions about that, go ahead and post them.
Yeah.
We'll give it to the expert and have him manage those as well and give away some hero cards, it says.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring some, but I got a ton in my office.
Yeah, you do have a ton. I think there might be a 2-foot-high stack of hero cards sitting in there.
I do. So we have a ton of great sponsored racers that came out to PRI this year, signed autographs for everybody. We got a bunch of them. We had them sign some extras. So we're going to give some of those away. And, of course, we got match tickets. We keep reminding you it's getting closer and closer. So let us know. We'll give away some match tickets, too. So I don't want to waste time because we got so much packed into this episode.
Right.
But we got to start off with a weekly tech tip.
So weekly tech tip. Do I need to run FR3 with your oil? No, you don't have to. The FR3 is actually already infused in all of our oils.
All of them.
Even the gear oils.
Even the gear oils.
Even the transmission fluids.
Even the transmission fluid.
Even the different, we're everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really good. A lot of times people come to us on the oil side. You know, like I always say, people are very oil loyal.
Right.
If you like your oil, keep your oil. Try some FR3 in it and see what it does. And usually that's the stepping stone. And then what happens is people start to price out. Well, you know, I've been using Rotella forever, and now I'm buying Rotella and FR3. Well, the price you're paying for Rotella and FR3 to get those gains, then they check out our oil. It already is blended in there.
Right.
Price point, you know, you just can't beat. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So no, the answer is no. You do not need to run FR3 if you're running Hot Shots oil.
Also, web announcements. Make sure to subscribe to our email newsletter to stay up to date with all the news, exclusive deals, and hotshotsecret.com.
Are you subscribed?
I am subscribed. I get about, never mind, I'll be nice, but I get quite a few emails.
They're good though.
Yeah, they're
like I said, they're not spammy.
well, and I've been seeing recently where we've been putting out like maintenance tips and stuff.
Yep.
So it's really nice, especially if you're new to the diesel world and stuff, and you don't know exactly how to maintenance your trucks.
Yep.
Good read.
Yep. So how about some dealer shout outs?
Dealer shout out. So Dallaires Diesel in Bonnyville, Alberta, Canada.
I just saw their banner. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So
they just did a.
I think Randy posted a picture of it.
Yeah, yeah. Randy was there and gave them their banner. They loved it. So
shout out to Randy.
Randy Harp at Hell on Wheels. Diesel truck stuff in Killeen, Texas.
Now how's the Never Rust?
Yeah, they're carrying our Never Rust. Just
That
so you guys
stuff's
know,
awesome.
we talked about it a little bit last week, and we do have that board still here.
Oh,
with
right
all
here. Yeah, grab that. If you guys were wondering from last week, we demonstrated it. We have our piece of metal here. As you can see, the spray and stay has still stayed. Oh, see?
Yeah, it's still grease.
It's grease. It's literally grease, and it hasn't dripped or anything.
Don't
so
wipe it on your shirt.
no, I won't. I'll just rub it in.
All of them are. Yeah.
Yep.
And you're good.
So like we say, that stuff sprays and it stays. So anything you need to lubricate that. Whoa, you're taking the table with you. Anything you need to lubricate that
Trying
you
not
don't
to-
want it dripping off anywhere. It's good stuff. So that's available now. So it's on the website. You can buy it now. Our dealers out there are been buying it up. For our dealers that haven't yet, it's available. Call your account exec. We'll get some out to you.
Absolutely. RLC Motorsports in Cookeville, Tennessee.
RLC, big one, man. Welcome aboard, Michael Dalton and the crew down there. And I guess I should also announce this to tie in with RLC Motorsports. Welcome Michael Dalton to the Hot Shots team.
Right.
Now sponsored racer with us, and going to be running Hot Shots Adrenaline Racing Oil in that beautiful orange truck this year. So shout out to Michael. We look forward to working with you, and welcome aboard RLC Motorsports, carrying our products now.
Also, we have Bluffton Diesel Service in Bluffton, Ohio.
Local.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome aboard. And then also Pierce Performance out of Washington, Utah. And they just signed up this week, so
Good. Welcome aboard.
welcome aboard, guys.
Love it. If you guys, we've been getting a lot of dealer inquiries lately, so we got some really good programs. So feel free to give us a call. You can sign up on our website to get some information, and we'll follow up with you and let you know how you can bring our products to your customers. So what's going on in Hot Shot Secret TV land?
So in TV Land on 3/7, which will be Saturday, 1 p.m. Truck U, they will be talking about Diesel Extreme and EDT.
Well, two-step fuel treatment.
Yep. And then on Sunday at 10:30 a.m., Truck U again will be talking about Stiction Eliminator. And then on Monday at 6 a.m., if I'm not mistaken, the 9th is the 6th.
It is.
So 6 a.m., All Girls Garage on Motor Trend will be talking about Stiction Eliminator as well.
I believe those, looking at those numbers, those 1501s, those are the
The channel numbers, I think.
no, those are the episode numbers. So
Oh,
those are the
okay.
brand new seasons
Okay.
there. So
Nice.
awesome. And
Now-
let's get a quick run
Yeah.
through just because I see some people already chiming in. Brandon Mass is in, of course. Dick LaChapelle, what's up? USMC Racing, of course, first. I don't know, Brandon. It looks like you're not first, but yeah, Nick beat you. Dan Zelton, Big Country, welcome back. Good afternoon, Brandon Mass down there. Toot is in. What's up, Toot? And Terry Howard says, happy Hot Shot days, guys. Greg Jolly's in. What's up, Greg? We'll see you next weekend. Big Country stud. See, James Bruce is excited you're back.
Yeah.
You know that was going to come.
Yeah.
Let's see. Terry Howard says, Pensacola, Florida. Hey, we're going to be there next week, Terry Howard. I hope you make it out to the Outlaw Diesel season opener.
Yeah.
We're coming. I'm flying into Pensacola Airport.
Suncoast Shakedown, right?
Yeah,
Spring
absolutely.
Shakedown.
John Bear says, much love from Idaho. Sweet. Bearded Medic, we know he's up there in Traverse City, Michigan. And let's see, Ralph's in, Andy Bloomberg's in. Ralph says, hey guys, can't wait till this weekend. Andy Blomberg asks, why is TJ wearing clothes?
Never mind.
I think you need to explain to the
No,
crowd.
there's nothing to explain.
Andy, why are you expecting him to be naked?
He's the owner of Heavy Hitters.
Well, did she make a trip out there?
Yeah, I did.
I think there's.
Oh, great. Here we go. Now rumors.
What
might
happens
spread.
at Heavy Hitters stays at
Yeah,
Heavy
that's
Hitters?
not what happens at all.
Let's see. James Bruce says, look, the dynamic duo. You can feel the energy on the set. All right. Cody Lambert's watching. What's up, Cody? Terry Howard, looking forward to receiving mine. Awesome. Levi's watching. Thanks. Richard Nicolay, Jersey's in the house. Jersey, are you going to be down in Florida? I hope you are, man. Let us know. Brian Jose says, I live right down the road in Fredericton.
Wow.
You guys hiring? Come on by, Brian. We always have positions we're always looking for.
Yeah.
So if you're right in Fredericton, stop by sometime. We'd love to show you the place and let you know what available stuff's open. So, there's Jersey. What's up, Jersey? Let's see. Cody Lambert says, hey, how do you become a sponsored racer team? Is NASCAR and their demographics a market for you? Asked Thomas. Thomas, you can send us a message. And you can send it right to me at Kyle@lubricationspecialties.com. The answer to your question is yes, the demographics is a market for us. Usually the budget of NASCAR is not a market for us. But we're always looking to look at new opportunities. We're going to talk about one today. It's kind of a new stretch for us getting into big money bracket racing and the drag racing circuit. So we're always looking for opportunities. So feel free to reach out to me, Thomas. I'll follow up with you. Nick Morris is in. What's up, bud? Oh, Chris Mancini's in. We're going to be talking to Chris later today. So,
Yeah.
Oh, James Bruce said he sent some pics of the test.
Yeah, he's been
doing a long term.
Yeah.
He got a can of that Never Rust early.
Yeah.
And all right, James, we'll check it out. Yeah, Terry, definitely you should stop by. We'll have more information on it, but if you've never been to an Outlaw Diesel Super Series race, you're gonna love it. So, and that's a good one to go to. So make sure you can stop by. Man, I started watching The Weird Times. Probably during your naked comments. Dorian Rain is in. What's up, Dorian? I hope you're going to be down in Florida. We'll see you next week as well.
I'm sure
he's not going to miss that.
Yeah.
So speaking of events, what's coming up here? So it's finally race season.
Yeah, it's about time.
And you know, it's actually kind of nice out today.
It's not snowing, and it's not deciding to be 30 degrees today. It's actually 50 degrees, so it's nice.
So next weekend, we're going to talk a lot about this today. Is the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Classic. Big money bracket racing put on by Loose Rocker. Let's see, I think it's March 12th through the 15th. Yeah. That's a lot of days. We're going to have to talk about that. And it's over at VMP, Virginia Motorsports Park. They say it's the flattest track in the world. I swear it is. When you stand on the starting line of it, it's just flat. It's a beautiful, beautiful venue. So we're really excited about title sponsoring that and getting involved with Michael and Loose Rocker. And Chris Mancini's going to be out there racing as well. He'll be on a little bit later. Also next week is opener of Outlaw Diesel Super Series.
Yeah, everything's starting.
Yep, so that's the Suncoast Showdown. It's the Emerald Coast Dragway down in Holt, Florida. I'm going to be flying down there on Thursday. Aaron, our account executive who has the Southeast Territory, is actually going to hit the road ahead of me. I think she's flying into Georgia.
Yeah, and then she's driving down.
And then she's hitting a bunch of dealers and making her way over to Florida. So if you're a dealer or a prospective dealer in the Southeast and you're used to trying to call in or something, hey, give us a call. Maybe Erin can stop by while she's making her voyage over to the racetrack. So I think she's starting in Atlanta and ending up at Holt, Florida at the racetrack. And so she's going to be heading out, I think, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to head down to Florida on Thursday. So we're really looking forward to the kickoff of Outlaw Diesel Super Series. Stay tuned next week. That's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned next week.
Are you trying to give us a hint that
I'm saying stay tuned.
Some big things are happening.
Stay tuned next week at Holt, Florida. You watch.
It's going to be huge.
The following week, Poland.
Yeah.
We got the NTPA Spring Nationals at Michigan Event Center in, where's it at? Shipshewana. So a double weekend of drag racing next week, followed up by a weekend of polling. It's just good to finally get out of the winter and have some fun stuff going. And then, of course, the following week, we've been talking about it for a while.
Mid-American Truck Show.
Mid-American Truck Show. And we got tickets, so you let us know. And we have something big there, too.
Yeah.
We got a really cool setup. We keep teasing, but we got so much in front of it. We got to get through this, and then we'll let you know what's going on at Matt's. But you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss our booth. Come see us there. It's going to be an absolute blast. So what's going on in marketing?
So in marketing right now, of course, the Euro Oils 530 and 540 are available. They're available now, but they will actually be shipped out next Tuesday or Thursday. They're working on bottling.
Is it on the website? You're probably selling it already, aren't you?
Yeah, of course she is. So yeah, shipping is delayed. So Tuesday or Thursday they'll start shipping out because they are putting them in quarts and then in gallons. So just so you guys know, if you don't get it within a week after you've ordered it, that's why. Or just wait.
Yep. So we'll be shipping next week. But web selling it. And you know, if web's selling it, you know what that means.
Yeah.
That means we're going to be selling it direct.
Yeah.
So dealers, let us know.
I got
as long as you can wait a week for shipping, we'll go. We're about to talk about that a little bit.
Also, the Hot Shot Secret Fluid winner is going to be announced.
We're about to pull a name today. You know, let's delay. We'll have Michael pull a name.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, if for all of you who didn't know, we had a sweepstakes going to kick off the Outlaw Diesel Super Series season, and somebody's going to win an awesome package. So if you put your name in, we're going to draw names here in just a few minutes and announce the winner of who's going to get this bundle package to start the season off with some awesome fluids. So we'll get to that. What's going on in sales?
Sales, the original EDT formula. So we talked a little bit last week on the show about it, where we had some leftover.
Found a pallet or two.
Yeah, we found a pallet or two of 16-ounce round and 32-ounce EDTs without LX4 in them currently, which they do have lubricity, but it's not the LX4.
Our old stuff that everyone said you've been using forever.
Right.
Great
so
stuff.
Right now, dealers are getting some extra discount on it to be able to
and I believe
clear that out.
Webb's running a special on it too, right? 5-pack or something? Yep, 5-pack. So if you've been using EDT from us for years now, it's the same stuff you've always had. just marked down so we can get rid of a couple pallets we found in the warehouse. And so all we will have left is the LX4 blend. So check out your web or call your account executive if you're a dealer out there. We'll give you a discount on helping us get that out of the building.
Ready?
We're ready. So how about we bring on our guest without further ado? I couldn't even rattle off all the accolades. Dude, he's multi-world champion, crazy champion after champion after champion. A lot of his friends say he's a runner-up often too much, but really happy to have Mr. Michael Beard aboard. Come on in, Michael. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Welcome back.
Glad to be here. And with all these runner-ups, you're not getting me confused with Mancini, who's also a guest today, are
no. I think he's got plenty of runner-ups himself.
you? Yeah, we've got that end of things covered.
You
But
do.
I'll take a final round before a first-round runner-up any day.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, this is your second time live on set with us, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a two-timer on set?
Two-timer? I don't know.
I think Trey's been here like a million times.
Trey's been-
He don't count.
Yeah, he don't count.
Well, it's easier for me because I'm kind of local.
That's true.
It's only about an hour up here.
Hey,
so
but we
it's-
appreciate it. Like I said, you could have called in too. The fact you made the drive, we appreciate you coming up. So before we even get into anything, we have a little segment called Get to Know Us. And guess who we're going to get to know today?
Not Chris Mancini?
No, it's going to be you, sir.
All right.
So let's jump
What do you
right
need
in.
to know?
Well, it's a little rapid fire questions. You kind of have to give us a little bit about just what comes off the top of the mind here. So let the people know a little more about you. So number one, where were you born?
Milton, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Where did you grow up?
Milton, Pennsylvania.
We got a trend started.
Yep.
Well, actually, don't grow up. It's a trap.
Yeah, that's true. And what was your first job?
I'd worked at McDonald's in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, which is next town over. Did that through high school and college. So got started how a lot of people do.
Yeah, me too. My first real job was McDonald's. We had a paper route when I was a little kid, but I think McDonald's used to be the first place that would hire at 15.
Yeah.
And so, like, my parents were always like, go get a job. So, where did you go to school and what did you like to study?
Went to Bucknell University. I have a bachelor's in computer science. I have not really done a stitch of programming since I've been out, but what college really does is teaches you how to learn.
Right.
So I learned a lot of things at Bucknell that enabled me to teach myself other things.
Sure. So you didn't do any graphic design in college?
Not really.
Because I know you do a lot of that now.
Really, the graphic design stuff kind of started when I got into racing, and back in the day, a lot of guys had names for the race cars.
Right.
At Beaver Springs Dragway, where I grew up racing in central Pennsylvania, there was a group of cars that we affectionately called the Looney Tunes Gang.
Okay.
They all had Looney Tunes characters on them.
Right.
I wanted to be one of the Looney Tunes gangs. And I liked the Tasmanian Devil. My first car was a Duster, so we called it the Dust Devil.
Yep.
And I want to get my car lettered. And Dad said, well, okay, go to town and get some quotes and see how much it'll be. I'm like, might be $300. You will figure out how to do it yourself.
Exactly.
I have zero art skills at all. But I learned.
Yeah.
I studied a lot of cars, and I'd be my face right up against the door going, okay, how did, back when it was all paint and airbrush work and all. And kind of a segue there. First job was McDonald's. A buddy that had gone to high school with my older brother had a computer store in Lewisburg that had a vinyl cutter there. He had a partner at one time that was running a sign shop, and the guy decided he didn't want to do it anymore. I can't even remember why I started hanging out at the computer store, but he's like, think you can figure out how to run this? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I ended up running the sign shop there. He's like, how much you making at McDonald's every 2 weeks? And I told him. He said, I'll match that. And I'm like, I don't know, that was a fantastic deal, but I didn't go home smelling like French fries.
That's true.
So that was a deal.
That's a win.
And really started down the path of computer design,
Right.
which was more up my alley than freehand actual artistry.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what. I see these things that you build all the time, and you've come a long way apparently. So.
We've gone from stick figures to this.
Yeah.
No, this is actually my real job besides event promotion.
Right.
I design the event flyers, the big checks, the participant decals, and I do that for a lot of other tracks and promoters.
And us this year, because I told you he does big checks that we've always had a hard time finding those, and So we'll be contracting your services outside of the racing stuff as well. So
Be glad to help.
So did you play sports growing up?
You mean well? No. This is why I drag race.
Well, let me ask that then.
I was that kid that got picked last in gym class a lot.
Gotcha. Did you run junior dragsters or anything? Or
No, juniors hadn't even been invented when they came in right about the time that I was getting started in racing.
Right.
My first race, I had my driver's license for 16 days and my Slant 6 Duster that ran 19s on a good day.
Well,
I mean, the junior dragsters, when they came out, they were faster than my Duster, and I couldn't convince the track owner, Beaver Bob McCardle, to let me race with the juniors. But they're faster than me. He's like, no.
I'm going to consider that a sport growing up. I mean, we'll consider that your Duster going down the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Stick and ball stuff, not so much. I did play a little bit of volleyball. I was less bad at that than most.
Less bad. All right. Well, what's your favorite hobby?
Drag racing.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Favorite holiday?
I guess it would have to be Christmas.
That's the common answer. Favorite beverage, alcoholic or non?
Non. I tend to drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Have you tried the new Mountain Dew Zero?
No, I
Zero
haven't.
sugar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried
It
it.
actually tastes like Mountain Dew. It doesn't
They
taste
all
like
say that.
aspartame.
Well, actually, my favorite there is I go to WG Grinders as my favorite lunch spot, and whenever there's a fountain available, I'll mix regular and Diet Mountain Dew.
Get a little,
50-50.
get a little spicy. There you go.
That's just right.
Favorite TV show or movie?
Movies, I got to go all the way back to when I was 3 or 4 years old and started out with Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah, classic.
So Star Wars is still going on and will continue to go on. So that's
And we don't have number 10. We always let me fill that one in. My question for you is, who is the number one person that you would love to line up next to on the drag strip?
love to line up with. Probably somebody I don't know.
Fair enough.
In terms of having a chance to beat them, in terms of just,
But I mean, just, you
the
know,
level of competition.
Yeah, when you just
and
know
what's the most
you're
meaningful.
both got to be on, bring your A game, and you know it's just going to be a good race.
When it's just going to be the most meaningful thing, regardless of what round it is, that would have to be Nick Hastings. I would put Nick as probably the best in big money bracket racing right now.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult thing. Is that we always do these top 10 lists.
Right.
And it'd be tough to do a top 50 list.
Right.
Because you can go out and, well, actually, a good for instance, Nick and I actually did race 5 times last year. We never raced before the quarterfinals. It was always quarter, semis, or finals. And I was 3-2 against him last year. I should have just retired at that point. Didn't get anything up on Nick. The kid is absolutely phenomenal. Good equipment on top of that. That makes him extraordinarily tough to beat.
Absolutely.
In 5 meetings, our worst margin of victory was 4 thousandths of a second.
Wow. That was
So-
the worst margin?
Worst.
Wow. That's some good racing.
At least one of them was 000 something, so down to the 10,000th of a second.
Not even all tracks have timing equipment that go down that slow.
They're getting there. But for those of you at home watching, maybe more of the diesel market, don't understand what the big money bracket racing stuff is about, we like to refer to it as high-speed chess, because there's a lot of strategy, driver
is.
skill, and consistency above everything else. But that's what I'm talking about. When you've got 5 races between 2 guys that we basically split them even, and you're talking about thousandths of a second every single time, that's the name of the game in our sport. It is ridiculously tough, and I think that's one of the things that keeps you coming back.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I said, until I've won every race there is to win, then I'm going to keep doing this. It's like, you're going to be doing this a long time. Like, yeah, exactly. Because every single time you stage up, it's new.
Yep. Right. And that's what makes that type of racing just so fun to watch, So that buttons up our Get to Know Us segment. We know a little bit more about Michael Beard now. Welcome to the set. Okay, so we're gonna have Michael on for the rest of the episode. If you have any questions for Michael about bracket racing or any questions for him in general, he's been through some of the biggest races of all time and the biggest competitions out there. So post them below. We'll get to them. We've got a couple other things lined up we're going to get quickly through. The next thing we want to talk about real quick is the release of the Green Diamond oils. Since it's not ready till next week, we'll go into a deeper dive another time. But we do want to kind of talk about them a little bit. I know these have been we talked about it all through R&D. That's the thing that we always say here when we open our doors and let our customers know what's going on. It's kind of a good and a bad thing, because the good thing is they like to know what's going on here. The bad thing is they see when we're developing it, and then it feels like it's forever until it gets to market, because they see us making the sausage, you know?
Right.
But other companies just say, here's new product, and they didn't know it was coming.
Well, the sausage is what's interesting to me, and,
Sure.
and we've talked about this off air before.
Absolutely.
I love the sciencey part of this stuff, because it's too easy. You probably grew up with there's this additive or that additive or this new oil. Is it real? Well, you guys actually are doing the tests,
Right, we're showing
and showing people this is how it works. This is why it works. This is proof that it does work.
Right.
That's what makes the difference.
This is a perfect example. Our new Gray Diamond, it's a Euro oil. It's a European engine spec. TJ went through training yesterday on it.
Yeah, so it is a mid-sap.
Exactly.
So Kyle's like, what does it mean? So sulfated ash, it is phosphorus, and it does have sulfur in it. It actually meets like the gasoline and light-duty diesel engine.
It says SN spec?
Yeah, it's SN spec. So you can actually use it in your gasoline vehicle. It actually does meet the Dexos 2. A lot of people are like, well, mine says only Dexos 2. Well, it does meet that spec as well. So, yeah, I mean...
And when we say Euro spec, they usually have a higher... The main difference is the mid-saps there.
Yeah.
And I think... we have a crazy list of spec lists.
Yeah.
I don't even think I want to read
And
it.
it
But
is-
normally, if you're running a European car, BMW, a Benz,
Volkswagen.
a Audi, Volkswagen is really particular on the specs. Check. You guys usually know that you have a different type of oil. Check the spec you have on it. And do we have all these specs listed on the website there, Levi?
So there's a 530 and a 540 that has come out with,
Yep.
and just so everybody knows,
And that covers almost all of them. We think.
we think, and it is Group 3 oil with the FR3 still in it. So
That's
it's
right.
Used in it.
Just like our tech tip, all of our oils come with FR3 in it. So imagine the Euro oil you've been using, and if you've been buying our FR3, now we have an option for you with the FR3 already blended in it. We're only offering it in the full Group 3 synthetic, so it meets all those criteria. And I mean, I see everything from, that's the API SN. I know the
Right.
SN can meet both gassy and diesel. ACEA, I think Levi said it is on the website. The BMW specs, the Chrysler MS specs, GM Dexos, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Volkswagen, you name it, Renault, Volkswagen, Super, everything. So check to see if your spec's on there. If you have a question, feel free to call us. We're happy to walk you through it. We're really happy to address this market. It's not the largest market in the world, but that's what makes us unique here, is we actually can look at a certain smaller niche market, find out the challenges that they're facing, find out the specs that they need, especially with these low saps, low ash type of that they need that they recommend, their manufacturer recommend for the motor, and then build something custom to that application, and then put our science into it, with our FR3 technology and everything else to give you a better option out there.
And FR3 is your friction reducer, right?
That's correct. That's the correct oil additive. It's a nanocarbon technology that reduces your wear by 42%. I know, like, when we compared it, like a lot of people in our diesel world will use like a Rotella or something.
Right.
And on a wear test, we took Rotella, measured the wear, added 1.5 ounces per quart of FR3 into it, and it would reduce that wear 42% over just the oil alone. So it's telling you that a lot of oils out there are leaving something on the table, and it now. If you add FR3 to our oil, probably ain't going to do nothing because it's already in there.
Right.
But it goes to show, bottle to bottle, we can reduce wear, we can bring temperature down, and at the end of the day, we're really trying to extend engine life.
And with our test too, we didn't just do them one time and get it. We kind of got baseline and then kept testing to see if it got better and better. So
Right.
I know a lot of people have questions about that sometimes. They'll ask if it worked the first time, and sometimes you'll see it later on in a test than you will right off the rip. So
let's do another quick catch up. We've been saying we're going to try to catch up more often until we get too late in here, but wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. My people's story, and Dorian will be the next week. It's 68 here in chilly Houston. James Bruce has an update on the spray and stay. The spray and stay has stayed in grease form for 4 weeks now through the rain, snow, cold, and me spraying salt water on it, and the lube is holding its own too. Awesome, James. Wow. I think you said you sent an updated picture, so we'll get that up too.
Yeah, he did. You can see it on the screen. Wow.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Look where it was sprayed versus not sprayed. Good stuff.
That's amazing.
Thanks for our field testing out there. We love it, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it just validates what we already tested. And
Austin says that beard, though. Steve Schwanger's watching. What's up, Steve? Jim Hoffer says, using LX4 on my 2019 Ram HO because of CP4 pump. Would be great if I had bottles with long neck to put in fuel filler. We know it's been addressed. We're still looking for a way to do that. We're at the point where we might be designing our own bottles. The squeeze bottles are tough. People like the squeeze bottles for the dosing, right. But the neck makes it tougher. Let's see. Ron Huntley's in here.
That's our announcer.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
so
he's the official voice of Loose Rocker Promotions.
There we go. Well, Ron, I will give you a shout out in the hopes that you give me a lot of shout outs next weekend. So.
Hey, Ron pays attention to this stuff, so he's watching and he's probably taking notes.
Good.
Upstairs.
Good. And look at this. Right after him is Chris Mancini rocking that top fan badge. Says, I can't wait to chop his head off.
Mine or Ron's?
I probably whoever lines up next to him.
Yeah. Well, Ron has a Chevy Spark. Chris will have to not doze off on the starting line while Ron's heading on down. But Ron ain't afraid to race anything.
Yeah. Casey Buster Jr. is watching. Shout out to Casey Buster. That's something we didn't cover off the top. This past weekend, Memphis Street Outlaws had a race down in Alabama. Hercules, the new setup, was looking great. He made it to the finals against JJ in Old Heavy. Old Heavy took the win on Friday night for the small tire. And then our newest addition, Buster, oh my God, what a weekend he had. They got that thing dialed in on the new car. Casey was driving. Casey went through the entire field just killing it. That car was so dialed in, took the $10,000 big tire win. So congrats to Casey. Shout out to Buster Kent and the team out there. We're really proud. You guys got our oil in the winner's circle and big paycheck to send you back. So I know they've been working hard in the offseason, upgrading the cars, putting a lot of money into them. And I know Mark did some great tuning on it. He got it tuned in by the end of the weekend where I hear Casey just had to hammer on it and hold, and the car did the rest. And, man, I mean, what a great weekend for them. So great start to the season. Good job to Buster Kenton and the Buster's Racing Pack out there. Look forward to a really big season with those guys, and we're happy to be the oil of choice and on board with those guys. So congrats to those guys. So Ron says Michael like Joe Bonamassa. Michael likes Joe. Yeah, he says you like Joe Bonamassa. John Oppenheimer's in.
Yeah, Oppenheimer's got the One Sky Media Vega wagon.
Yep.
Big tire. He's a bracket racer out of Pennsylvania. I believe he's planning on coming down to the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Classic
awesome,
in Virginia.
John.
It'll be his first time racing with Loose Rocker.
Really?
So look forward to having you, John.
Awesome,
Thanks for
John.
watching today.
Good luck, man. And Clinton says, sorry I'm late. I was changing oil in my 2013 Ram 2500 6.7. Just drained Rotella T6 to Hot Shots Diamond Blue PAO. And adding my 48 ounces of Stiction Eliminator with 98,500 miles. Wow. Well, glad to have the conversion, Clinton. Keep us posted in the coming weeks. I know you've been watching us every week, so keep us posted on how that's going for you. Colton Scheid says, do you have any motor oil that would work for a 07 GMC Yukon XL 1500? I don't know. I don't think it meets spec. We'd have to check with we'll have to check with R&D on that. The first thing I would ask you is, do you have an emission system on that? If you got catalytic converters, you don't want any of our diesel oil, of course.
Right.
If you don't, then it really it doesn't matter. You can run with it. But why don't you write that down as a homework assignment, and we'll see if the Euro oil can meet that spec. It's probably.
I actually think he runs a 530.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the spec though on it. We'll check for you. We'll get back to you. That's homework for us. Oh, there's Casey Buster right there. Proud to say Hot Shots took me to #1 last weekend at JJ's Arm Drop. Looking forward to many more W's with your oil. Thanks for everything. Buster's Racing Pack to the front. Absolutely, Casey. good driving man. I saw a bunch of videos. I know our buddy Matt Rice from DNR Auto was down there and has got a bunch of videos that are coming. We're looking forward to it. So keep up the good work, man. We're on board for sure. Skylar and April Brown. In common rail systems like the Duramax, I'm hearing that stiction eliminator isn't needed. Can you shed some light on this, please? Absolutely. Love to. Stiction eliminator is excellent for any motor on Earth. Gas, diesel, it doesn't matter. It is an oil additive that is going to get in there and clean out any of the built-up varnish or when your oil starts coking and it starts to gum up the inside of the motor. It's going to get in there and clean everything out while it lubricates. So it differentiates itself from other products in the market that are harsh solvents that strip the motor, and then you have to dump the oil right away. We put stiction eliminator at the front of an oil change. You leave it in the entire time. It actually returns all that built-up varnish back to like a liquid form. So once you change your oil, it all comes out, and you have a nice, clean internal of the motor. That applies to every single motor on Earth. Where people get mixed up on is the product got very famous because it very uniquely cleaned out the Huey injectors of
7.3, 6.0s.
Right, and so it got known for that because that has a very unique fuel injector that uses oil to fire the injector, basically, and that they were having a fuel injector problem trying to solve it from the fuel side, and it turns out our oil additive would get into the fuel injector and clean out the oil side of the fuel injector, allowing it to fire properly again. Wow. So it got very famous for that. That's what birthed this company, really. Right. So it's a great thing, but now years later, we are still battling that people think, oh, it's only for Huey injectors.
Well, and we actually did it. We do have white papers on us actually testing it in Cummins trucks.
Right.
Because people were asking so much about it. So, yeah, stiction eliminator is great for any vehicle.
Yep, Clinton backs that up. My understanding is not only for the injectors, we'll work to clean lifters, top part of the head, throughout the engine. Absolutely. So good for all of them out there. I mean, again, I put it in lawnmowers. You know, it's any engine. That's what I was thinking. There is the Science-C again. Mary Pollock's watching, or is it Don? We never know. Frank Ott's watching. What's up, guys? Iron Man Vegas, the 76 Vega, which I should welcome aboard. One of the newest members of the Hot Shot Secret team. Frank, I believe your new fluids are heading out today. So if they didn't almost... I
think they might have went out yesterday.
You put it in yesterday.
Yeah.
They might have gone out yesterday. So Frank, we're happy you're aboard. Looking forward to riding with the Iron Man this year. And bad car. It is a bad car.
Does he have decals? Because like Iron Man's one of my favorite Marvel comics.
Yeah. So. We'll see if we can. Yeah. Throw us an Iron Man decal. We'll get it on the board up here too. So last one to catch up. Justin Small, always proud to support a local Ohio company. Shout out from Kent, Ohio. Can't wait to change my oil over the years. Awesome. We're proud to be from Ohio. I was at Advanced Auto Parts yesterday, which is a new retailer of ours. I had a car problem. That's why I wasn't here at work yesterday. Marshmallow got wounded. But I was talking to the guy because the stiction eliminator is on the shelf, you know, and he's like, I asked him, you know, how's it selling? And it's new product. And he's like, I don't know much about it. And I kind of told him, and he was kind of listening. He's like, oh, interesting. And I was like, well, and we're made and manufactured right here in Ohio. He's like, oh, really? Oh, I'm going to tell everybody to use it then. So we're proud to be, made right here in Ohio, and proud for the support from our local Ohio guys. Next up, before we dive in, I told you we got a lot going on. We got to get fast here. We have a big giveaway.
Yeah.
And so here's what we did. Our Outlaw Diesel season is kicking off next weekend as well down in Florida. Mm-hmm. So we put up a sweepstakes. One lucky winner is going to get a motor full of adrenaline racing oil, transmission full of adrenaline transmission fluid, gears full of adrenaline racing gear oil.
You think jumble and blah, blah, blah.
It's like, what else? Diesel Extreme, oil analysis, some swag, and we're going to send it down there to Florida so they can change it before the race. Fire Punk Diesel was nice enough to even give up their pits if they needed a place for tools and everything to swap it. It's over a $600 value, and one lucky person is going to win. All they had to do was submit a picture of their truck and let us know what class they're running, and they couldn't be a Hot Shots user already. So we were looking to find somebody who's been looking to try but hadn't made the leap yet. So we have all the names in a bucket here in a Franz filter can. So we're going to pick one lucky winner, and would you like to do the honors? Here,
I can do that. Shake them up real good.
All right. No peeking.
All right. Now, you told me to just draw one.
Yeah, well, I said we're only giving away one. That's all I can afford.
Definitely only got one.
All right.
And it is Brett Markham.
Brett Markham.
Congratulations.
Brett Markham. I know
Oh, I
Brett
can't see that.
with the
Banghart diesel
with
truck.
the Banghart diesel truck. There you go. Brett Markham's our winner. So Brett, if you're watching, congratulations. Shoot me a message. We'll make sure we get the right weight for you and find out what kind of gears and trans and everything you have, and we'll get it all packaged up. I'm going to be sending it down to Ryan Milliken over at Hardway, and he's going to get it to the track. And if you need help, we'll get you into the Fire Punk diesel pits and get you all swapped out before the race. We want to get it all done. And the only thing I said is I think Brent runs 590.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's.
Yeah, so I just hope you don't run 585 this weekend. But congratulations to Brent. We'll get a hold of you and get this shipped out today so it's ready for you when we get down there to Florida. So that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for helping out with that.
Hey, that is a great way to start the season.
It is.
Huh?
It is. I mean, all fresh fluids across the board. So,
And for those bracket racers listening, they heard you mention 590. Yeah, they're talking about diesel trucks running 590s.
yeah.
So,
And
I think you'll see a little crossover here where the diesel guys are learning some stuff about big money bracket race, and the bracket racers maybe learning
We hope
something
so.
about the diesel racers.
Well, and a side note to that, they got the 590 class, and then they got the Pro Street class, which runs 5s. And then they got the Pro Mod class, which now running 4.2s. So, diesel trucks.
I remember we talked the other week where it was basically your top level diesel stuff is going as fast as NHRA will really let them.
Right.
That's more your limiting factor, more so than power or anything.
So, let's talk a little bit about next weekend. It's the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Classic. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is your biggest turnout race of all of last year, right?
Ever last year.
How many cars was it?
We literally sold 600 tech cards.
Wow.
The race had been over 400 a few times. We do have two categories there. We run top ball, your delay box class, and we run foot brake. So two classes combined. But typically it'd be right around 400, 416. I think it had been like 480 one time. Last year, we rolled in there on Thursday. There was more people there on Thursday than I'd ever seen just for a test and tune and a 64-car shootout. But it was March, and like you guys started out the broadcast today talking about the weather.
Yep.
It was a little rougher winter last year, and guys were ready to get out of the house, and it was like 70 degrees on Thursday, and they're like
we're
going to the racetrack.
Exactly.
Friday last year, it actually rained in the middle of first round of Top ET, and we still had 388 cars on Friday, which is great. And I went, you know what? We're going to pick up 50 cars. You know, we'll typically see a good bump from Friday to Saturday. So we should be right around 425, maybe 430 on Saturday. Man, it's going to be huge.
Wow.
And normally we don't even count tech cards. At the end of first round, we look at the bottom of the sheet. That's how many entries went down. Okay, that's what we had.
Right.
Somebody, for some reason, started counting tech cards. And they're sitting there counting tech cards, 549, 550, and they still got a stack in their hand. I'm like,
Whoa.
what? So we actually ended up canceling buybacks.
I was going to
completely. So, you know, we'd still sold double entries at the gate, so some folks still had two chances. But I think it changed the makeup of the race a little bit. We talked about Nick Hastings earlier, who's like the best in the world right now. If you got buybacks, if you beat him first round, he's going to buy back, he's going to get back in, and he's going to get down to at least the last 8 cars.
Right.
When there's no buybacks, if you get him out first round, he's gone.
Yep.
And we saw some different faces late in the race, and
Nice.
It made it interesting.
Right.
And even the racers, you know, they knew that they were part of something really big.
Sure.
They knew it was special, and to see a little bit different mix late in the rounds, if you give guys like Hastings 2 entries and 2 chances of buyback, he's going to get something through.
Right.
He's just that good.
Right.
So
Now, I see the 12th through the 15th. So what's going on the 12th?
So 12th is the Thursday. We actually open up for parking on Wednesday. Gates are going to be wide open on Wednesday. Roll on in, make yourself at home. Thursday, the track is going to start their test and tune early this year. Again, because we had such demand last year. Virginia Motorsports Park test and tune starts at 11 a.m. It's just $30. Run them. Just run them. You know, it's the first race of the season for a lot of people. So get that extra track time.
Yep.
Because, you know, particularly we know we're going to have a big crowd. It's going to be one-time trial per entry on Friday. So if you need some extra hits, you got a
Get
new
it in
combination. I know that there's a number of guys that do have brand spanking new combinations. Come on down on Thursday. Be ready to go first thing in the morning. And then, again, we had a 64-car shootout last year. My partner Anthony Walton and I, we're racers too. We're not a big fan of the pre-entry thing because you have guys that will pre-enter and then we'll back out, and then you're chasing alternates.
Right.
And we hate having people's money up front. Everything we do is pay at the gate. And we've done that with our shootouts as well, even though they're a limited entry type deal. We filled up 64 entries in the shootout last year on Thursday. As soon as we opened the gate, as soon as you got 64 in, 64 was sold. So we opened that up. We've actually got 2 shootouts this year. Top ET, our delay box class, that's the Super 96 this year.
Right.
So we've added 32 more cars there. You're racing for more money. It's $7,000 to win.
Big money.
If you win 3 rounds, you got your entry fee back.
Right.
So that's another thing about Loose Rocker Promotions. We like to pay back heavy. Foot
Not
brake.
just, and by what you mean is not just the winners getting.
Right.
You pay it down through many rounds.
Yeah, I need you to make enough money to pay for most of your weekend at least, if not cover the whole thing, because I want you to be able to race somewhere next week and the week after that and come to another Loose Rocker race a month or 2 down the road. The sport's got to be sustainable.
Sure.
So we try to keep things, nothing's going to say that this is cheap, but we try to make it affordable by comparison and try to get some money back into people's pockets pretty quick. But new this year in the Pot of Gold shootouts on Thursday, foot brake 48. Foot breakers, you got your own shootout. Come on down on Thursday. $100 gets you into a race for $2,000 to win. And again, you win 3 rounds, got your $100 back.
Yep.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 3 days we pay $100 per round, starting 3rd round win. Even
Awesome.
our $5,000 to win races Friday and Sunday. We started out that years ago and we called them the Fat 5K. Why is it a Fat 5K? Because the round money is twice as big.
See, that's what I think people miss in a lot of this. They see the big dollars on top, $10,000, $10,000, $5,000. But, I mean, the runner-up here is getting $3,000, The semis guys are getting $1,000, and that pays all down. Do you know how much throughout all the payout is total purse on the weekend that you pay out?
You can typically look at the top line and roughly double that. For our $5,000ers, it's probably more than double because of that. The same $100 round money getting paid on $5,000 is what we pay on the $10,000ers. So say 10, 20, 30, 40, probably 90, maybe $100,000 total over the course of the weekend.
This man pays out a lot of money.
You guys bring the money.
He gives it back.
Really, we're redistributing the money back to you.
Right.
Without the racers, this don't fly.
Right.
And without supportive sponsors like yourself, all of our product sponsors that go along with it.
I know Summit Racing's a big sponsor as well. They're a proud retailer of ours too. So
I was going to mention that.
And I believe, aren't they? They're on the broadcast as well, which you guys can all tune in next weekend, right?
Absolutely.
Motor Mania?
You obviously like live videos because you're watching right now.
Right.
So MotorManiaTV.com. Look them up on YouTube under Motor Mania TV.
And how much does it cost to watch?
Zero. So thank you to Summit Racing Equipment. Again, you can get your Hot Shot Secret stuff from Summit. You can get it from Hot Shots Direct.
Yep.
Find your local dealer. Again, big support from a lot of manufacturers. All of these guys that you see down here on the flyer, I'm not going to name them all off because there's a dozen or so, but these supporting sponsors were giving away thousands of dollars worth of product, and that goes direct to the racer.
Yep. And I think we donated some product for all the winners, right? We have some winners boxes out there, so I know the class champions will go home with some Hot Shot Secret products as well, and that's what really supports us is, it's really cool to have a setup where you can build a big enough event that sponsors like us want to come aboard to, obviously get in front of your crowd, your followers, and then that allows the racers to have smaller buy-ins and more payout down the line. Everybody wins. Mm-hmm. Everybody wins. You got a good thing going, man.
Well, we're trying. This is actually the 11th annual race for our St. Patrick's Classic. My partner Anthony Walton had started that down at Coastal Plains Raceway.
It's a long time.
In North Carolina years ago. It ran there 2 or 3 years before moving it to Virginia Motorsports Park, and the car count just exploded overnight. We had a couple of down years when Mother Nature didn't want to play nice, But if it's decent at all, we're going to pack the house. I've been seeing a lot of folks talking on Facebook that names that I don't recognize, guys that haven't raced with Loose Rocker before, guys planning on coming down. I got a message this week from Mark Talmadge, a bracket racer out of New York. I don't know that he's ever been much of a traveler at all. He's coming down to Virginia Beach.
Awesome.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the vacation, Virginia Beach, and then he's going to come race with us for 3 days.
That's how you make a week out of it, yeah.
Mark and I were actually partners when I was in college. We made a practice tree game for the computer and marketed it.
No kidding.
Yeah, Mark did the timing system and everything behind it. I did the graphics and sound work on it. It was pretty decent for the day. So.
Well, speaking of racers, without too much more delay, because I know the man likes to talk, and I think you know this racer.
Oh, bring it.
So let's see if we can get Chris Mancini tuned in. He's going to be calling in from Pennsylvania. We've sponsored Chris for a couple years now. They call him the Bracket Racing Jesus.
Well, Chris does, yeah. Now, is he calling in from Pennsylvania? Because last I knew, he was racing in Florida.
I think he's back home. I know he had to head up to... no, I think he's back home. We'll find out. See if we can get him on. There he is.
What's up, brother?
What's up? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yes, I can hear you.
What's up, man?
Hi, Cal.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Bracket Racing Jesus. We're just excited that we got Michael B here. Obviously, we're talking about the Loose Rocker the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Classic next weekend that I believe you're going to be attending.
I can't wait.
Now, tell us about the vehicle situation. I think you're going to be not taking the normal car.
Yeah, I can show you real quick.
Yeah,
hold on.
Let's see.
So, I'm going to have my Malibu, if you can see it.
Yep.
So, and then there's my logo. And then my Nova is sitting right here with no motor in it.
Yeah.
So, I can show you the engine also. So, I'm going to explain to you what was happening.
Oh, yeah,
with the
you got a
engine.
story to tell about this engine, huh?
So, everybody that knows me knows I double enter almost every single race that I go to, okay? And I put a lot of passes on a motor. For instance, this engine right here, okay, has probably within the last 2 seasons 1,600 passes on it. It's been rebuilt twice, okay? I had it at three different engine builders. It's always had an oil pressure problem. Remember, I told you that 2 years ago. It's had an oil pressure problem. It's always never went above, say, 45 pounds at full throttle going down the track.
But we put 1,800 runs on it.
Yeah. Yes. So, anyway, I decided to investigate what was wrong with it. I took the engine to Bob George Racing, and we ripped it apart together. And granted, it's been the 3 different engine builders to see what was this problem, okay? Nobody could find it. My man at Bob George Racing found the problem. So if you look here, I'm going to see if I can show it to you. Can you see the hole where the distributor goes?
Yep.
When you put my distributor in this motor, my block is a bad casting. And where the distributor goes in, where the 2 O-rings go, my bottom O-ring sits lower than the block, which means it's spitting oil past the distributor straight to the camshaft, and it's barely getting any oil up top of the engine.
Wow.
Like hardly at all. And I've been running the Hot Shot Secret Oil in this motor since it was rebuilt the first time. And Bob George, AJ Cassini's his name, was totally blown away that my top end is not worn away because it's barely getting any oil. I mean, you'd have to see it with a prime tool, and I can't do it right now. But It's literally shooting right past the distributor, and it's getting a little bit of drops on the top end. That's all it's getting. So whatever's in the oil is saved my butt, to be honest with you.
It's powered by science, man.
Yeah, I guess so. It works, bud. It works. So I've been busy. I just got back from Florida 2 weeks ago, racing down there to Immokalee, and we ripped this motor apart. Well, my Malibu is ready to run, except for it needed some rear end work and some shocks and stuff like that put on it. So I've been concentrating on getting my Malibu ready for this weekend at Galot, and then next weekend at the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Day race for Loose Rocker. So I haven't had a chance to get my motor put back together for the Nova yet. But it's going to get fixed here within the next, 2 weeks, and then I'll have that car back out again.
Gotcha. I love seeing that car, but you know what? That Malibu's so beautiful too. Yeah. I loved it. That paint job was a little loud for me when I first saw it, but then it's not too loud for your personality.
Well, I'm a little loud. You know what I mean?
And did we do? I think we did custom decals on that too to match the paint, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could show him.
I think Jen had a good time with that. She's like, I get to match these.
Yeah. Here, see here.
Yeah,
Can you see it?
Yeah.
It matches the paint perfect. I've gotten a lot of compliments on them already. You know.
And I'll tell you what, you got that.
Yeah.
You got that car doing well too.
Yeah, I got down to 3 cars down at Immokalee, and I was fighting the car all weekend, to be honest. Well, that day, they had 2 races in one day, and I was fighting the car down there on the first race. From sitting for a month, the alcohol gummed up my fuel filters. And I'll be honest with you, I bought the car turnkey. I didn't even know there was fuel filters on it, because I would have took them off, you know. So, I had nothing but problems down there, but I still got down to 3 cars, and I was happy about it. I made some money. I had to race my really good friend Mike Galati at 3 cars on the ladder, and he hit me with 19 total, and I lost. So, you know, that's usually my MO. I either runner up or I semi. Or
I have no idea what you mean.
know. Yeah, I know. Michael Baird knows what's up.
Hey, we're still getting paid, right?
That's okay.
We're still getting paid.
What's that? Yeah, we're getting paid no matter what. Usually we split, you know. So either way, we're making the money. It doesn't matter. But, you know, you want the fame, of course, you know. I was in 14 totals or finals.
So do we need to start making semifinal checks for our races? Or are we stepping down from runner-ups?
You might as well, yeah.
You know, when Michael was up here.
One more Hot Shot secret story I'd like to tell, if you got a minute. So, I run a Power Glide transmission.
It's a Battle Axe, I believe, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's a Battle Axe, a Vickers Battle Axe. So, I'm double entered, and sometimes I high gear only the car, okay? And the trannies, I mean, it gets hot. You can smell it, okay? So especially when you're double entered deep and you're running high gear only. I mean, it's hard on a transmission. So last season at Keystone, I was double entered. I got down to like, I think 8 cars, and I was still double. And my tranny was stinking. So I said after the race, I'm going to pull the transmission out of it and take it to my man Dion at Vickers Performance Transmissions and have him go over it, okay? So I pulled the tranny out of it. He went over the whole tranny, and he said, Bud, your clutches look brand new in this thing. And I was like, dude, I smell it. And he goes, well, the tranny fluid's not even burnt. And I didn't, you know, I find it hard to believe. And he took pictures of it because he put it all back together, and he showed me the pictures. And he said, whatever fluid I'm using, continue to use it because it's not burning. So it might stink a little bit from it being so hot, but my fluid never burnt. My clutches never burnt. Nothing ever happened to the transmission. And I'm telling you, I high gear only a lot. And the Hot Shot Secret transmission fluid, the ATF that I use, works very well.
I'll say, I've said many times before, when we got into the racing stuff and first formulated the motor oil, next up was the transmission fluid, and that to this day has been the most difficult thing that we've ever formulated, and it was not easy. Big shout out to Firepunk Diesel, because they let us go at it on their race truck, and you know they run a Turbo 400 on there, and I remember walking to the pits a couple times when we were still testing, and I was still 50 feet from the pit, and I smelled that rotten eggs, and I'm like, uh-oh, that formula wasn't too good. And but you know, we got it dialed in, and we hear that a lot now. And I mean, we've got you know, like guys like Firepunk that are over 3,000 horsepower. I mean, Bill Lutz running it, you know, with 4,000 horsepower, you know, plus, and that's the same trans fluid that we don't have a special formula for you guys, you know. That's what we bottle and sell right here on the shelf. So you can rest assured, no matter what type of, you know, racing you're doing, that product is tested like through the roof,
right,
to the extent of a beating that you can put on something. And there's two different things we're looking for, you know, like I know I keep hearing this back and forth, both the training fluid and the motor oil. Our heads up guys or our index guys love it because they're like, man, I'm making power and protecting the motor more than I ever have. But then my bracket racers come back and saying, man, I can run so consistently with this. I can handle the heat dissipation. I can, you know, double enter. I can, you know, be hot lapping and hold my time, you know. And it's really the benefit of both. But at the end of the day, the most important thing we're doing is also providing superior protection.
Right.
So yes, we're getting the power up. Yes, we're keeping the heat down. That helps both sides of the racers out. But we're also prolonging the life of these race cars. And you can't win money if you're not racing, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Got to be out there every weekend.
Yeah, it works. I mean, honestly, I couldn't imagine running anybody else's fluid anymore, to be honest with you.
Didn't you tell me one time you ran out and I didn't get fluid to you in time and you had to run something else and it threw you off? It threw your heat up or something?
Yes. Yes, so that's another thing. So the majority of guys got to wait for their oil to break in, and it usually takes, I don't know, a couple passes for their oil. Like if they change the oil, 9 times out of 10, the car's going to be a little slow on the first pass until the oil breaks in. This stuff here doesn't
Well, and these
change.
guys explained the other week on one of the live
It does not
broadcasts,
change.
the oil wasn't so much breaking in as it is breaking down.
True. So yeah, especially since it's a PAO, all of our race oils are Group 4 PAOs, and so when we talk about oil shearing and coming out of grade, it's kind of like we always say, if you run I think Chris, you run what, a 50 weight? Yeah, so you run a 50 weight. If you were to put a 40 weight in there, you're gonna pick up some power. You're gonna go a little faster because it's lighter oil. It's not protecting you as much. But some of these guys, as they get passes on it, they go faster. They feel, well, they're also losing that protection.
Right.
We stay consistent because it ain't gonna break down at all.
Well, sorry about that. I also was running a 60 weight because I always had an oil pressure problem in this engine. Now that we figured it out and now that we know how to rectify it, I'm going to go to a thinner oil. I mean, my clearances are 2.5 thousandths on the mains and the rods. I can run a thinner oil. It's just that I was running a thicker stuff because I didn't know what was wrong. I mean, you take an engine to 3 different engine builders and they tell you they can't find nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? You worry, you know, and every time I strapped into that car, I worried if it was going to be the last pass, if a rod was going to come through the block because of the oil pressure problem. And luckily, like I said, AJ Cassini, he figured it out. I mean, you know, and we're going to rectify it, and I'd like to switch over to a thinner oil. That way I can get more power because I know I'm getting robbed by running
you
too
hit on
thick
something
oil.
there.
You know what I mean? But I also have the protection of the 20W50.
Yep.
Which
You hit on
is
something
nice.
with
I don't know.
bearing
We'll figure it out.
clearances where you
We'll
want
figure it
to
out
match.
together.
It's not so much that the super thin oil is the best or the thick oil is the best. You want to match your oil weight to your bearing clearances. If you're running real loose clearances, you can run a thicker oil. If you got really loose clearances and try to run something really thin, yeah, you're going to lose a ton of pressure and that protection. But if you're running really tight clearances, you can run thinner and thinner oil. A lot of these stock and super stock guys, which I used to run for years, yeah, we'll throw some zero weight stuff in there for heads up runs, which can kind of get a little scary. You know, sometimes you'll just click it off the finish line.
We may or may not have some 0W0 and 0W2 floating around here. 0W2, 8, and I think 10. Yeah. But to that point, and for anybody out there that's watching and is interested in our oils and curious about maybe what type of weight you should run, just as Michael said, we put together a really nice chart that's based on your bearing clearances, your mains, whether you're aluminum or steel, based on the operating temperature, and it's a whole chart that we can have dial you into exactly the proper weight for your clearances, your type of build, right, and at the temperature you operate at. So we've got you really focused in. So rather than guessing, give us a call. We're happy to walk you through it.
That's
and
awesome.
Recommend the best weight for you.
Awesome.
I run your green diamond in my Duramax also. My truck is a year and a half old. It's a 2019 Duramax, and I run the 1540 green diamond in it. And my truck right now has 50,500 miles on it in a year and a half. And that is all towing miles. I mean, that's all going to all these different big money races that are all over the country. I don't like to sit still. I mean, I've been racing all winter, and my truck usually alerts me that I need an oil change. I think at like 5,000 miles. I pay no attention to it because I know that I'm getting longer out of the Hot Shots oil, So I change it like 7,000, and
well, like I said, just change the filter.
Throw
the oil back in.
Well, that's what we need to do. We need to convert you over, get a bypass filter on there, switch you over to the PAO Blue Diamond, and you can go all season now to change your oil. You can go all over the country.
Well, you mentioned that before. We need to talk about that.
Let's talk, buddy.
You mentioned that before. We need to talk about that.
How about you put that Malibu in the winter circle, and one might show up on your doorstep.
You did mention that to me before, but we're both busy people. You know the address, bro.
Right?
I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Send it. You don't gotta ask. We'll put it on. It ain't nothing but a thing, Yeah, I'm getting ready to load the car up here today. I'm taking it down to Dunn, North Carolina tomorrow, and I'm gonna go run 2 5-granders at Galat, and then I might just stay down there and wait
again,
till
you can
next
come
week
park
and
on
shoot
Wednesday
right
at
up to
Virginia.
I'm not sure yet, Yeah, I know that. The only thing that's killing me is hotels,
Say time for living
quarters.
quarters.
It's a little too cold to be sleeping in a trailer right now. Well, I have sort of living quarters in my trailer. I got a gooseneck, you know what I mean? But it does get cold in there, and ain't nothing like being
they're
able
talking
to take
about
a
some
shower
60-degree weather
and
next
sleeping
week.
in a warm bed,
That's what we need.
I hope it's better than last year, man. I'll tell you what, though, Mike. You guys killed yourselves last year getting that track dry and making sure we were going to be able to race. When it rained, I think it was Friday, am I right? It was raining so bad on Friday. You guys stayed up all night dragging that track and drying it and made sure we
Tyler
had
Crossnow and the whole
on
staff
Saturday.
at Virginia
It was
Motorsports
amazing,
Park does a
dude.
phenomenal job.
Hats off.
He's been out on the tractor this week already. Just dragging and dragging. I think he lives on that tractor. Our second event that we had at Virginia last year in August, the Flat Out Gaskets Colonial Classic, that one we had rain at some point all 3 days. We got all three races in, but it did rain all 3 days. At one point, can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, it was still raining, and they were out on the track moving water just to try to get ahead of stuff.
Wow.
They bust their butt and do a phenomenal job.
Wow. My hat's off to you, man. I'll tell you, every one of your races that I've ever been to has been top-notch, fast-paced, and going, and you guys will do anything to keep us racing. I mean, I was just, at your Super Door Car Challenge race. No, it was the door slammers. And remember, it rained like crazy on Saturday.
Like it was going to be a 10, a 20, and a 10 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was a 100% chance of rain all day Saturday. We knew we were going to lose Saturday. So instead of a 10, a 20, and a 10, we did a 20 and a 20. We raced on Friday. We raced on Sunday. Had 276 entries, just of boxed door cars. No dragsters, one class, big show. It was phenomenal racing when Mother Nature let us play.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. You went to Darlington?
I loaded up on Saturday in the rain and tried to shoot down to Coastal Plains, and
it followed you.
Drove 3.5 hours for no reason. We got rained out by the time I made it down there. But you know me, I'm a
We just went
diehard
bowling
racer,
that
man.
Saturday night. You didn't have to drive 3 hours.
Anywhere. You know what I mean? I didn't want to sit.
We just went bowling with Kevin Shipman, the track manager.
What was that?
Saturday night. You didn't have to go drive 3 hours, but like you said, he likes to race. Well, you need the practice.
Well, I wanted to go racing.
Yeah,
I do. I believe in seat time. You need it. You got to have it, And if you don't stop moving, that just makes you a better racer. That's the way I look at it, And, the funny thing is neither one of my cars have all that fancy electronics in them. I mean, they got 1972 ignition boxes in them. I mean, they're old as hell. If you can drive a car without having all that stuff,
yeah, absolutely.
you know what I mean?
And,
to me,
and
I
for
don't
the
know,
audience listening, we do pick on Chris, but
racer.
he actually really is a phenomenal racer. The first time I ever met him, he ended up in, we'll call it a runner-up circle. That's how we started out. But, he caught my notice down around 16 cars or so, and I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. He talks like he's from Jersey, but his tech card says Pennsylvania. But he was mowing the tree, the car's printing tickets, and
Wasn't this a story?
he was getting paid at the end of the day.
When he was hanging out by the where you guys were cashing out, and he hollered at you. Was that the
Oh, we were at Quaker City Raceway. That was 2 of the times that I ran Nick Hastings. We were running the 5K final on Friday and the 5K final on Sunday, and Nick thumped me both times. That was the 2 that he got me. And I come out of the tower Sunday night getting paid, and Chris has got his foot up on the guardrail there, smoking a cigarette. I don't know if you've seen that in the last 2 minutes. But he turns around and goes, "Hey, I didn't know yours was any good." And I'm like 3-time world champion, 2-time bracket finals champ, and this and that. And I'm like, "What do you want from me?" And he's like, I didn't know. So now every time something comes up in my Facebook memories, I tag him. He's sponsored by Chris Mancini. He's like, "Okay, I get it. You won something once."
You get mad respect from me, buddy. Mad respect, man. Everybody that knows me knows I love to talk crap, okay? I talk it, but I don't mean anything by it. I joke around a lot. And, some people take it personal, but honestly, I'm just joking around. And, everybody gets mad respect from me, honestly. There's no ducks out here. I mean, you're lucky. If you can make it one round in this game, that's pretty good, man. And if you can go through a whole field of cars to even get down to a ladder or get, you busted your butt to get there, and there's no easy wins. I mean,
we thought that was going to happen in Quaker City because he actually bothered to try to foot brake or no box the one time, but he told me up front, he's like, I don't do this. But maybe someday, buddy. We did run in a shootout that was 32 box and 32 no box guys. I was in the finals at a no box side. I won the no box side, so I was hoping you were going to be there for me. You're supposed to win the box side. It's like one of the few races I actually won all year. I had to beat a box guy to do it. Them no box guys will wear you out.
I think one day you will meet. And
If you remember,
Yeah.
I got pretty far down on Friday on the box side at Quaker,
Ooh,
but
that's no good.
I ended up breaking the rear end in my
Oh,
car
that's right,
on
yeah.
Saturday, first round. And I jumped in Jose Diaz's car. Yeah, and I drove it Saturday and Sunday, and I did pretty good in it. I think I went double-entered 4 rounds in each day, but I thought I was having a heart attack, to be honest with you. My chest was hurting, and my nose started bleeding. And I couldn't get my mind right the rest of the weekend. And I'm the type that didn't want to leave
well,
the
look,
racetrack.
bud, we're running a little bit over.
Something happened,
I
somebody will call the
appreciate you
ambulance.
calling in. Good luck this weekend, and certainly good luck next weekend at the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Classic. Really proud to sponsor you, Chris. I think you're a great ambassador of our brand, and I know you really got that car out in a lot of winner circles and a lot of runner-up circles last year. That one's for Michael there. And I wish you best of luck this year. You know we're on board and we got you back, and looking forward to following you along this year. And I think, like I said, I told you, you get him on, he's going to talk. We're going to have to give him his whole episode here soon. So maybe we'll catch up with you again. You can give us an update how the season's going, and we'll give you a whole episode live. All right, brother. Good luck to you. We'll catch up soon, and good luck next week, and keep us posted.
I could do that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. And Mike, I'll see you next week. And see you, Cal, and see you there, guy with the big.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. And
right,
Mike,
brother.
I'll see you next week. And see you, Cal, and see you there, guy with the big beard.
That is Mr. Chris Mancini, the
Have a
bracket
good
racing
one.
Jesus, as
Bye.
they call him. And I know we're running a little bit over. We got a million questions. We're going to have to follow up with them in the after hours. We'll put our answers down there. I did see one here that says, from Brian Phillips, he says, okay, I'm going to give this stuff a shot just because the bracket racer Jesus is running it. So there you go. That's you got some more bottles sold because of them, so we appreciate it.
Nothing more to be said.
Exactly.
Seen these
And
miraculous machines.
exactly.
No, all right, everybody, you're giving up Standard Oil for Lent.
There you go. There you go.
Going to the good stuff.
And we appreciate you coming in-house. And one thing I do want to say before we go also is I noticed you were carrying around a little video camera. You've got a new YouTube channel, huh? You want to plug that a little bit?
It's just Michael Beard so far. We don't have a real name for it. I just got this little Sony 4K camera. Starting to mess around with video blogs a little bit, vlog as they say.
Yep.
Put one out the other week, trying to get a different viewpoint. You know, Motor Mania TV does a fantastic job covering our on-track action. I'd like to try to get some stuff out in the pits, just capture some conversations like Mancini and I banter there. Some bracket racing tips, meet some people, feature some cars, talk about some products, and not in an advertising sort of way, but just things come up in conversation.
Right.
Hey, what tire are you running there? Oh, I'm running the Mickey Thompson Pro Bracket Radials. Well, what kind of tire pressure do you run them? Oh, I run this. The kinds of things that we talk about, and just capture it naturally and show people what goes on behind the scenes.
Right. Well, so they can find that Michael Beard on YouTube?
Yeah.
Awesome. So subscribe to that. I know it's going to be a lot of cool behind-the-scenes kind of stuff going forward, and it's a new thing for you. And we're really excited about next weekend, the Hot Shot Secret St. Patrick's Classic. Again, you can catch it on Motor Mania live all weekend long. You can tune in and watch Chris Mancini out there put in work. So we're excited about that. I think Trey Sykes is going to be up there too. He wasn't able to call in today, but he should be up there as well running. And again, next week we have the opening of the Outlaw Diesel Super Series. So maybe I'll go live from Florida next Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plans is yet because I don't know what time I'm flying in. I fly in right about that time. I don't know if I have time. So maybe I'll be live from Florida. So there's a lot going on next week, and we're looking forward to it. New Euro oils are out. Congratulations to Brett Markham, who won our giveaway. So we'll get a hold of you, Brett, and get some fluid shipped down. And remember, we got match tickets. Oh, a couple winners today, too. What are we giving away? Oh, we're giving away hero cards. So
Do you have Chris Mancini hero cards?
I do.
We do. We have a ton of them.
Chris, if you're still watching at home, always carry a Sharpie. You never know when somebody's going to ask for your
Exactly.
autograph.
So how about Jim Hoffer and Justin Small, why don't you give us a message to Levi? We'll send you out some match tickets, and we'll send you out some autographed hero cards of our sponsored racers. And just really looking forward to getting the season going. And what a way to kick it off with, a big money bracket race and the Diesel Series all at the same time next weekend. So stay tuned next weekend. There's going to be a lot going on that you guys are going to love to see. Michael, again, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us aboard the Loose Rocker events. We're looking forward to a great season and certainly a good opener for you next weekend. Any closing words you have?
Well, it's just going to be awesome. Again, tune in, MotorManiaTV.com. Check them out on YouTube. Just search MotorMania TV. Thanks again to Summit Racing Equipment for
It's free to
sponsoring
watch.
MotorMania.
Free to watch.
And Hot Shot Secret. Thanks again for coming on board as a title sponsor. You guys are a great fit for us. I think everybody's on the same page. Everybody pulling in the same direction. So, guys, check out the product. It's no joke. Like Mancini was talking about. Powered by science. They've got the proof. It works. Check it out.
Absolutely. So until next Thursday, you want to sign us? It's been a while since Big Country's
it's
been on this.
yeah.
So your epic sign off. It's all yours.
Big Country out.
See you next week, guys.